back, guys. I'm James Berberich, and this is Indie Chat with James Berberich, and I'm on location in Season 2 on the very first episode, and we're expanding our horizons here on the show with bringing in actors here, and I have Al Sotto in his own studio.
Hi, how you doing, James?
So where
Good to
are
have
we
you
today?
here.
Yeah.
We're here at WMBC, which is the radio station of UMBC in Baltimore.
All right.
Yeah.
And
this is actually the home of my podcast.
Yeah.
My long-running podcast, Below the Belt Show, on belowthebeltshow.com.
So how long have you been doing this show?
I've been doing the show here at WMBC for 10 years. A little over 10 years,
That's amazing, yeah.
Prior to that, we did a wrestling show.
Oh.
At a different internet at the time, an internet radio station.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this has been the home for Below the Belt Show.
Okay.
Yeah, for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been an impressive show. You have quite the list of celebrities that call into this show.
Both call in. We've been lucky enough to do stuff on location as well, yeah, we've had some incredible guests over the years, man.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody from famous comedians to well-known actors.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Kelly from House of Cards, to name a few.
Wow.
Comedians such as Rob Schneider,
Mm-hmm.
and Pauly Shore have called into the show.
Wow. Quite the list.
WWE wrestlers like Chris Jericho.
Oh, okay.
And just a lot of up-and-coming actors as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into your story a little bit. So where's your humble beginnings?
It's still humble. I like to keep it humble, man. Baltimore, Maryland is where I call home. I like to say that my my other home away from home is Los Angeles.
Okay.
As my sister is there, and she's been there for quite a while as well.
Oh, okay.
And I like to go back and forth from Los Angeles to
Right,
Baltimore.
yeah.
But yes, home is Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of the market here between DMV,
Mm-hmm.
if you expand to Philadelphia or Richmond,
Right.
New York City,
Yeah.
there is quite a lot of work in this area.
Right, yeah, it's a good hub of area, yeah. Depending on how far you reach.
But, yeah, I mean, the humble beginnings, yeah, I guess just as an undergrad here at UMBC,
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd get into the film industry.
Right.
I majored in psychology. My undergrad was psychology.
Okay.
I hung out with a lot of the film guys. I got involved with some student films.
Oh, okay.
And after that, I just kind of fell in love with it. You know,
Right.
just the films that I have done.
Mm.
And and then just started working on some major studio films and TV shows that have been in the area for quite some time.
Quite a few under your belt there.
Yeah, and just have been working, on them ever since, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So that's where you got in to start, was actually doing student films? Is that where
Student films, yeah. I have to give a shout out to David Morley.
Okay.
David Morley was a great independent filmmaker. Yeah, after that, I kind of fell in love with it. And then shortly after, I got involved not only on the acting side, but also as a producer, assistant producer on a film called Everything's Wonderful.
Okay.
With Skip Schwenk.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my earlier films that I worked on, both as an assistant producer, helped out with some casting, and also had a cameo role in it as well.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So getting back into it here, so what are you working on at the moment right now, besides your weekly?
Yeah, we got a weekly podcast at belowthebeltshow.com.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Click on This TV is, I'd love to say, an affiliated sister show of ours, produced by the amazing Elena Moscat. Elena has produced this show for over 10 years, YouTube-based show where we just do interviews of various events, whether it's backstage at a concert, on the red carpet for film screenings.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, we just got back from the Sundance Film Festival, and we got some great interviews from the Sundance Film Festival. I love the partnership I have with Click on This.
Okay.
The interviews I do with Click on This,
Mm-hmm.
I get to play on the Below the Belt Show.
Okay.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two. Yeah, so Click on This. If you want to check out clickonthis.tv, clickonthis.tv, guys. We have some Sundance exclusive interviews available right now.
All right,
yeah.
You guys definitely go check that out.
Yeah. On the acting side, I had a featured role in AMC's Dispatches from Elsewhere
Okay.
that you can catch on AMC, which is the new series starring Jason Segel of How I Met Your Mother fame.
Oh, okay.
You can also check me out recently on the final episode of the first season of Servant on Apple TV in another featured role as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's next for you?
Man, I am still auditioning.
Okay.
I'm still auditioning. I really hope I'm have my fingers crossed for the last audition I did for a major TV show. And I would love to book something one of these auditions, but until then, I'm still waiting for the next acting gig.
Okay.
Just like any other actor, I guess.
Yeah,
we're,
that's so true.
we're still waiting. But yes, click on this TV, belowthebeltshow.com. We're still putting out content as well.
All right, good. So now we're in the ending segment of the series, or the episode, which is the top three, which is who are your 3 favorite actors right now?
Wow.
Or of all time.
Wow, that's a tough question. So I have to admit, Brad Pitt is definitely one of those top 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to say why. I've respected the man's work for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just has a heck of a resume. I worked with him.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of working with him on a Jimmy Fallon skit
Ha.
for The Tonight Show. And after that, I had to meet him. I said, Brad, I thought you did a great job in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Okay.
He's like, thank you, man. It's like I told him I was in the Screen Actors Guild nominating committee, which
Okay.
I was.
Oh.
Which we got to select nominees for voting for
Right.
the awards.
Okay.
And he said, thank you, wow, that really means a lot. And he said it was a lot of fun, and he asked my name, and he shook my hand. And ever since then, it just made an indelible mark
Right.
at
Yeah.
that moment.
Okay.
And it's going to be a little cliche because they worked together recently, but Leonardo DiCaprio is also on that list.
Well, yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio is another actor I admire because the longevity of his career.
Right.
The roles that he can tackle
Right.
are just amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
He's just an actor I respect. I respect his body of work.
Mhm.
He likes to party once in a while.
Oh,
He's,
great. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
He's got good taste in women. He always likes the
Right.
hotties.
Right.
Victoria's Secret models.
Mm-hmm.
But that has nothing to do with his acting ability. I get
Right.
it now.
Right.
But another actor I actually met was Leo. So
Okay.
yeah, I met him in Los Angeles. Pretty funny story.
Okay.
We're both at urinals at a nightclub. It's like, yo, Leo, you having a good time? He's like, yeah. How about you?
Jeez.
It was called White Lotus. It was like one of the hot
Oh, okay.
spots.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah,
You're right.
back in this is a minute ago
Okay.
when that was like the hot spot in Hollywood. So,
Mhm.
the third actor that I'd like to say I like really respect their work. Granted, I could probably name a top 20 if I could. But I'm gonna say Adam Driver.
Oh, okay.
Because I think we're sticking a little contemporary here. Adam has just evolved, man. From a coaster on Girls
Yeah.
to Black Klansman.
Yeah.
And just obviously one of my biggest fandoms is Star Wars.
Right.
And taking the role of Kylo Ren and
Mhm.
just slaying that role.
Yeah.
Literally with that lightsaber. And also his just amazing performance in Marriage Story.
Okay.
Which I felt he was a strong contender for Best Actor.
Right.
So if we're saying in the right now,
Mhm.
I'm going to say those 3.
Okay. And your 3 favorite movies right now?
3 favorite movies right now. So when you say right now, are we going in the history of the movies I've liked, or like the contemporary movies that have just come out recently?
Well, no, I mean like all in general, like from your very beginning, anything you can think of.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So this goes into the recent Screen Actors Guild Awards, where I met probably one of my favorite directors of all time, Quentin Tarantino.
Okay, yeah.
Quentin Tarantino directed a film called Pulp Fiction,
Right.
which I would have to say was one of my favorite films of all time.
Okay.
I loved the style of the how it was nonlinear.
Mm-hmm.
I actually worked on a film called What Death Leaves Behind, which actually
Okay.
adapted that type of concept
Right.
of a non-linear,
Right.
non-sequential
Right.
form of storytelling, which I think is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So Pulp Fiction, it definitely ranks up there.
Yeah.
There's a movie called Swingers with Vince Vaughn and John Favreau,
Yeah.
which I feel is one of my favorite movies. Has been one of my favorite movies of all time.
Okay.
It actually around the time kind of sparked my interest in acting too, because they were actors and comedians that are kind of struggling in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to trying to pick up women as well,
Right.
which is pretty funny. But that film is fantastic.
Yeah.
And it just, I think it's it had a cult following, and I would say it's a
It
little.
did.
I'd say it was a little underrated.
Right.
As far as those films go. The third film, man, this is a tough one, buddy. I gotta admit, there's so many great films out there,
Yeah.
and if we're going in the scope of everything, I'm gonna go out for a Kevin Smith movie.
Okay.
A movie called Clerks.
Oh yeah.
So Clerks
Right.
was just that indie movie that did it, man.
Yeah.
And for the micro budget.
Right.
And stuck to just great storytelling and
Mhm.
great actors that had those comedic chops to pull off that scene, to pull off the scenes in the film.
Right.
And granted, maybe some of the actors weren't that strong. I mean,
Yeah.
some of us will agree with, some won't. But it was a cult classic.
It is.
And it's deserving of all the accolades
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gotten. And all the success that Kevin Smith has gotten as
Right.
director.
Definitely.
So, Kevin Smith's Clerks.
Mm.
would
Okay.
be that.
Definitely three great choices.
Yeah.
And since you've been in the industry for quite a while now, and
Yeah.
you've kind of been in there, so what are three things you would recommend to up and coming actors to do? Some three advice you'd give to.
Wow, 3 up for acting specifically.
Not necessarily, or
Okay.
just coming up through the industry.
Coming up in the industry, love what you do. Number one. I mean,
Right.
first, I've had a lot of friends talk to me and say, I want to get in the business. And It's so interesting, but they don't follow up,
Right.
or they might have gotten into the industry and then they just kind of faded off and lost interest.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna have to love what you do. You're gonna
Right.
have to love everything it goes with as well.
Mm-hmm.
The rejection. Obviously, you're not gonna book every audition you book.
Right. Yeah.
Book every audition you do.
Yeah.
So definitely love what you do, and definitely be prepared
Right.
for what comes with the industry.
Mhm.
Number one. Utilize your resources.
Okay.
There's so many great resources out there.
Definitely.
Online resources.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's great casting websites. I don't guess I need to plug those specific websites, but sometimes paying that $11 or $12 a month is worth it,
Okay.
because you're gonna get auditions
Mhm.
that no one else is gonna find out about,
True.
and those auditions could lead to,
Yeah. Next big
the
thing.
next big thing,
Right.
the role that you really want to book and hopefully be showcased for.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So use those resources.
Right.
The third thing is just I guess be good with time management,
Okay.
because to be successful in this industry, you have to make time for a lot of things, whereas auditioning and of course balancing other work.
Mm-hmm.
If you're one of the lucky small percentages of actors that get to do this full time for a
Right.
living,
Yeah.
that's amazing. But a
Mhm.
lot of us don't.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just manage your time well. Take training.
Yeah.
Take appropriate training during that time
Yeah.
to own your craft
Yeah.
and get better.
Right.
So those are, I guess, that 3
Yeah.
or 4 maybe
Yeah.
things that I
That's
mentioned
definitely,
there.
yeah, definitely good
So,
advice there.
Yeah.
So, glad to have you on the show, and
Yes.
definitely tell everybody where they can check you out right now.
All right. Should I A camera, B camera? All right.
A-Cam or
So
B-Cam,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Al Sotto. You can check me out on Facebook and Instagram at alsoto912. Facebook, A Sotto. My podcast is belowthebeltshow.com, available on iTunes and Google Play and Spotify, now on Spotify, and SoundCloud, which is soundcloud.com/belowthebeltshow. You can also find me on clickonthis.tv, clickonthis.tv, with some other great hosts as well. Great content from Sundance Film Festival. You gotta check it out.
All right.
Yeah.
Glad to have you on the show.
Thanks, James. It was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Thank you.